All right, we'll start it off with Justin with a quick intro, and looking forward to this.
So hi everybody, my name is Justin. I am the general manager for the b8ta store in Palo Alto, California. Thank you guys for having us on today. Appreciate it. We're really excited to get to share with you guys what we do here at b8ta and like what's coming for the future for b8ta. So we're really excited as well. So I will start and share my screen here, and then I'll pass it back to Patrick.
All right, so my name's Patrick. I have 15 years of management experience, mainly in the retail and fitness industry. I also have Michelle here, who's my merchandiser manager, who also has been with b8ta for 3 years, and she's gonna take you through a demo right after our presentation. What we wanna do is take you through our business model, our history, and just overall what we do. If you guys have any questions, please ask as we're going through that presentation. Then we'll do a demo and then questions at the end with it. So if Justin, the next slide is what we'll go through is what is b8ta, who we are, and what we do. Retail as a service, that's what we are, and I'll explain that. And the cool thing about retail as a service is it is always changing. It's like, obviously, COVID-19 has changed what we do and how we're doing it, and we're ever changing. And I think that's one of the best parts about being with b8ta that you'll learn is we are quick to change. So we'll go through our history, our founders, our journey, why we were set up the way we are, and the reason behind it, because I think that gives perspective on what our business goals are. And then Justin's going to take you through the business model, the b8ta dashboard, our platform, and then the b8ta customer, because we have two customers, the consumer, and then as well as the products that we have here. They're our partners, so they're just as much of customers as the people that walk through our doors with this. So what is b8ta? Who are we and what we do? b8ta is a software-based retailer who provide guests with hands-on experience while giving product makers with data and analytics. So Justin's going to take you through that model, but what we do is we provide from small platforms like Kickstarter, smaller companies that you only find online, to Google, to the Mini Cooper. We provide them a space where they get their products into the hands of consumers, whether it be for sales, whether it be for marketing, whether it be for just understanding what people are thinking of their products. So that's how our business model is set up, and we'll get into more of that with it. What makes us different? We provide deep insight for makers and retailers. So after every transaction that we have, and we sell about 90% of the products that we have in the store, some of the products we do not sell, and you go online to buy it. But after every single one, we put in notes on why that person is purchasing the product. With that, the retailer, our product maker, gets that insight. So they're able to see why people are buying it, what things are working for them. Or if we get a return, we do the same exact thing for them, so they see why their product is getting returned. Now, that's just one aspect and a people aspect that we do, and we'll get more into the data and analytics portion of it. Another thing that we do is we allow our partners to control the display that they have there next to their products. So they can run campaigns, sales, their videos are uploaded to it. They can see their dashboard, and they can see a lot of the stuff that's going on, including demos and insights, which we'll get into a little bit later. And one of the things that we pride ourselves on, which is a little bit more difficult, we're just reopening in California right now. Monday was our first day back open. But what we try and provide our customers walking through the door is the best trained staff that you can have in retail, with a a tour and an individual experience where that customer can get their hands on these new products that they've never seen and try it out. And there's an expert there with them in order for them to be able to experience it. Now that's obviously changed a little bit and we're reopening. One of the things that we have done in order to since we have not been able to have that out-of-box experience is we've also set up virtual appointments where people can sign up on our website for a virtual appointment. And you may have seen that on our website. And we will spend 30 to 40 minutes with you individually on Zoom going over that product, kind of like what we're doing here and a little bit different of an aspect because it's individual with that. So b8ta history, our founders, Vibhu, Phil, and William came from Nest. I'm sure you guys are all probably familiar with Nest, but kind of a interesting story for them is it was new to market. It was something totally different, something totally that hadn't been seen before. During that time, I was actually at Best Buy. And I remember getting Nest as a product and going, where do I put this? Do I put this in my cell phone section? Do I put this in my home theater section? Do I put this in my appliance section? Where would this thermostat go? Because it's an app-based thermostat and I'm not sure. And how am I going to train my employees? And that was their experience trying to get the Nest Retail to market. So they came up with this idea of having a store that is expert for new products or older products to make sure that every customer gets that experience of explaining exactly what Nest is or exactly what your virtual reality product is or whatever that product might be in order to have that new retail experience. And I think that's where retail is going, right? Is how much stuff is bought online? A lot. But there's certain things you still want to get your hands on and you still want to make sure that you're trying out. And what better way than to come into a store that's not pushing sales, absolutely want sales, but more involved in teaching each customer that comes in. And that, to me, increases sale because when you're teaching, you're building trust with it. So our first store opened in 2015 in Palo Alto, where Justin is. It has actually moved and it's a re-grand open and we're probably about double the size that we were before. In 2016, we opened up our Seattle and Santa Monica stores, as well as a partnership with Lowe's. In 2017, we opened up 6 stores in Austin, Corte Madero, San Francisco, Houston, Santana Row, and Macy's. In 2018, we opened 6 more and we had a huge partnership with Google. In 2019, we expanded quite a bit, including my store over here, which is Mission Bay. It's where the Golden State Warriors play and there's concerts. Obviously nothing right now, but that was one of the things. We helped open Toys R Us, relaunched in Houston and New Jersey. We've also opened a store in Dubai, and we are, obviously it's been delayed, but we are opening 2 stores in Japan this summer with it. I'm not exactly sure where we're at, but I believe it's getting closer and closer to that piece. But right now we have 22 stores plus our international stores. And I would say, again, we're gonna go over the dashboard, but the great thing about being a startup retail company is our ability to change and adapt. And we've done many different things like the virtual appointment. Our company put together a Shop Safely website that shows what retailers are doing to make sure that they're safe for COVID. So we're ever changing, kind of like Nikki said, is like, we're always evolving and changing and doing things differently because it's a changing market and it is certainly changing now. And I'll pass it over to Justin to get more involved in how our business model and our dashboards work.
Thanks, Patrick. So yeah, thank you again. Retail as a service. I know Patrick had mentioned that a few times and it's kind of a interesting term, I think, when you think about it, but it's how we are able to service product makers at the end of the day. So what retail as a service is for us is we are able to provide, whether you're a new product maker or you're a very established company, sometimes when you're first starting out, .com is obviously the easiest way to go. Getting into a brick and mortar retail store and traditional retail is expensive, it's hard, it's a long process. But what we are able to do is provide that a brick and mortar presence, that retail, that interaction with the customer in an easy, streamlined way. So what we do is companies pay us a flat rate monthly fee per location. So they are able to pick, as Patrick mentioned, we have stores all over the US. We have stores now in Dubai, Japan is on its way. So companies are able to pick their locations where they feel is going to be their better market, and they get to pick those locations, and then they end up paying a flat rate monthly fee per location. Our platform can be used to market products in brick and mortar locations, and our stores are in major markets. We're all over the Bay Area. We're in New York, Texas, Chicago, and we know who our customer is in all of these markets, so we're able to provide that information back to these product makers, and they're able to make their decisions based off of that. And what is included in retail as a service? Highly trained staff, access to data and analytics, and I'll get into that in just a moment, inventory management, and then other marketing assets like events. Essentially, all of those things fall into retail as a service for us. These companies come here and they train us in person on their products. So as Patrick mentioned, we are experts in all of the products that we carry in our stores. Inventory management, they give us their products and we help sell it for them. And what's really unique about our business model is that when a customer purchases their product, 100% of those sales go back to them. As I mentioned before, they're paying us a flat rate fee. And that's a little bit of how that works. All right, so our beta dashboard, this is kind of where it all started for us. Our beta dashboard is where makers are able to view their data, feedback, analytics, all of that in real time. And that's what's really unique about our products. And I'll go into in just a moment, I'll go into what kind of data and kind of analytics we provide back to them. And again, as Patrick mentioned, these displays are fully customizable. They are able to communicate with stores individually and all in real time. And what you're looking at actually at that picture is actually what a traditional placement in a beta store looks like. Those digital displays right there, the one on picture on the right is fully customizable. So they are able to test marketing in real time. They are able to test, sales, price points, promotions, all in real time, and gain feedback from us as well. So this is just an example of a beta placement compared to a digital ad, showing you how many people would scroll through your ad, how many people would click it, and then in store kind of what you would see on a daily. I want to say that these numbers are pretty old, so I want to say they're probably a lot higher now that we have much more stores. But some of the information, and I'll kind of touch on that now, is for the data and analytics of what we provide are discoveries, impressions, how many demos were given at that moment. So we talk about that in terms of how many people walked by your product, how many people stopped by your product, and then did they get a demo from a beta tester here in store. So that little image there as well is kind of just an example of what our dashboard looks like for all of the product makers to see in real time. You're able to sort by quarter, you could sort by month, or you could even sort by the day before. And that's, again, what is really unique about our platform is all of it is real time. You're not waiting for the end of a quarter or the end of the month for some report. If you're curious about how your product is doing in any location, you're able to log onto your dashboard in real time, check your data, and then if you have questions, again, you can reach out to stores, you can reach out as a whole, and we're able to have that conversation in real time, which is super unique for us. Any questions so far about the data and analytics before I move on? Perfect. And another part I want to touch about too is our in-store experience. So again, I think Patrick said it before, but it's an out-of-box experience. So when you come to a beta store, part of what makes it unique is everything you see here is out of the box. I'm not sure if you can see the products over my shoulders, but you're not coming here to read reviews. You're not coming here to read specs on a box. We want customers to come here and test out and play with it and see what it does. And then if they love it, it is here for them to buy. We're not just a gallery, we're not just a showroom, and that's what also makes us really unique as well. And now that, with everything going on with COVID, we've kind of adjusted quickly and we've moved fast. And, our stores are disinfected after every single demo, after every interaction. So, you know, the stores are clean and safe for all of our customers and everybody alike. Again, knowledgeable staff. We're constantly learning and we're constantly studying new categories. And that's something I don't think we talked about as well, is what kind of products we carry here at b8ta. And we don't have one specific category anymore. Over the years, our product assortment has really evolved. It's still heavy on the tech, I would say, but in the past, we have supplements, we've had apparel, we've had cosmetics. I would say any category you could think of in terms of product assortment, we've probably had it in our store. We even had a car. We had the Mini Cooper over at Patrick and Michelle's store last year, which is super exciting as well. And again, the b8ta customer, we have two at the end of the day. Our product makers, first and foremost, like we wouldn't be around if it wasn't for any product makers here. So at the end of the day, they are our first, and you know, I wouldn't say the most important customer, but they are our first customer as well. And then our second customer as well are just everyday consumers, everybody walking in through the store. Over the years, I think our stores have really gained a loyal customer who comes back very often. And what's super unique again about our store is that we actually get products in every single month. So every month on the 1st, when you come to visit a b8ta store, any b8ta store, you're going to see new products. And that's what our customers have over the years have learned about and loved about us, is every time they visit, they're going to see something unique and something new. And, you know, they bring their friends in and they tell people, which is really exciting for us as well.
Justin, one question.
Yeah.
So your customers don't go there for a targeted purchase. They just go there to get inspired, right?
I would say a little bit of both. So we have, like, back in the day, our first customer were early adopters, you know, somebody who was willing to take a risk on a brand they've never heard of, or again, yeah, people that are just curious about what's out on there on the market, you know, people that don't necessarily have an interest to buy all the time, but we're here to show them and educate them on what's new as well. But we've partnered with these companies for a long time now, and their websites actually drive a lot of traffic here for, you know, in-store demos, and actually try my product out at your local b8ta store. And if you love it, you don't have to order it. You can actually buy it at that b8ta store. So it's a little bit of both, I would say.
And can I add one more thing to that, Justin, is that I think because it's ever changing, like right now, our most popular items are rideable items. So scooters, bikes, one wheels. And I think the reason why those are most popular is people aren't wanting to take mass transportation right now. People aren't wanting to do that. The other piece of it that we look at is the fitness industry. The fitness industry is changing because people don't want to go to gyms as much. So we're seeing more products in those categories and more people coming in for those specific things. So that again is what's cool about being at a startup, is that we can change quickly to make sure that we're hitting the right markets with it.
Thank you.
So before I pass it to Michelle, do you guys have any other questions that I might be able to answer? Anything curious about?
And let's delay Michelle just a couple minutes because she's grabbing boxes. Sorry about that.
As you can see, we operate in our retail stores as well, so we still have to help our customers as well.
Just have one more question. Oh,
go ahead, Paul. Go ahead, Paul.
One more question. Like you said, your staff is very highly trained, right? So your staff knows about all the different products in your shop. So I'm working myself in the shop, and I know how difficult it can be to know everything. So if a woman or a guy wants to get a ski jacket, I refer them to my colleagues, you know. So how do you ensure a work environment, or how do you train the people there, or how do you attract the right people in that business?
Of course. I would say, again, because of our product assortment, how it's just changed over the years, and we've all been introduced to categories that I've never learned about in my entire career. We hired what we like to say is the best people. We hire people that are passionate about learning, and people that are passionate about absorbing new products and all of that. And we have a really diverse group that works for us from all types of backgrounds. And I have a person on my team who is very knowledgeable on electric rideables, and he's, you know, he brings that to our team, and we're able to share that with the entire company. We have learning module systems where we're able to get as much information from these companies. Again, these companies come to us and they give us all the information that they have on their products, where we're able to study, learn, memorize it. And again, I think what helps is we get to get hands-on with these products first. So before the product hits the sales floor, we're able to test it out, play with it ourselves, which is a huge benefit for us as well. We get to play with it at least a week or two in advance before the public sees it usually.
And I think part of it also is that, I mean, it takes 3 months to get somebody trained up. So we do go through a long hiring process with it. But I think the other things is the general managers and the merchandising managers are so hands-on and a part of the team is that we're on the floor and we're going to know the products. And there's always going to be gaps, right, in knowledge where I'm better at some products and somebody else is there. And hiring the right people and having a supportive team and having a team that is bought into the company's vision and has a stake in that company's vision and success is, I think, the reason why you'll get a different experience at a b8ta store. And I can say that's what sold me on coming to b8ta was that experience that I saw in the stores when I visited them.
Sorry, could I add one question? How many products do you have in the stores approximately, and how long do they stay in the shop?
So I would say each store is different. My store has a maximum capacity of 200 products. I currently have a little under 100 right now. Patrick's store will vary as well. And forgive me, what was the second part of the question?
How long you have the products on your store?
Yeah, so that is also a varied question because we give the product makers the ability to pick how long they want to be here. So we've had companies here for 3 months, 6 months, a year. It just depends what that company's goal is in terms of a b8ta and what they're trying to get out of our platform.
I would like to.
Yeah, do Rita.
Thank you. I would like to ask on the virtual appointments you mentioned. I saw that on your website, and I think during COVID times it might have been used regularly and helped to do some purchases. How do you think it will evolve when we're kind of back to normal? You think people will still use that service, or will you keep it up?
Yes. So I think the world's changing a little bit, right? So I think that people are going to be looking to do more and more things virtually. My plan, like I do a lot of virtual appointments during the week. That's one of the major things that they have me working on. So it is continuing. We're actually planning on upgrading it. Usually you have to give us, there's time slots and you have to give us an hour lead time. We're moving to on demand so we can help out within the store right away to have that. Now the on demand portion of the virtual appointment will not be as specific as a set up scheduled virtual appointment where we go and spend a lot of time researching beforehand. Like I'll spend an hour beforehand making sure that I know everything about that product. That's going to change a little bit as we go on, but I think it's going to be the way of doing business in retail. I think we have to keep it, and I think that has to continue until the world gets back to normal and people are coming in at the same frequency. But I think that's a long time coming, and it may never change to be the same.
Thank you.
Were there any more questions, or did you guys want to see kind of a demo that Michelle put together for you guys?
I would have a question, but if Michelle is ready for the demo, I'm happy to ask it afterwards because I'm curious about the demo.
Okay, sounds good. I'll let her take over right now then.
Hi, everyone. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you this product called the Neo Smart Pen. And what it does, it digitizes your handwriting and turns it into text for you. So let me actually pull down my screen here so I can show you. So here's a notebook, and the notebook, if we actually kind of look closely here, will have little micro dots built into the page that is able to pick up via the camera in the pen that's there. So I'll show you my phone too so you can see it in real time. Once I write on the page, it automatically shows up on my phone as my handwriting. But let's say I'm taking notes in class, I'm just quicker at handwriting, but I also need them to be in text form so I can share them with my friends. I can go ahead and click this button here, which is the little text button. It's going to read my handwriting and then automatically turn it into text for me, which makes it super, super easy for taking notes. Or if you're an artist and you like to hand draw first and then you need to upload that into Photoshop or anything like that, you can actually click this share button up here at the very top. You click that there. And different formats are going to come up that you can save that document as, whether that is an SVG, an image, a PDF, text. You can even automatically upload it to Creative Cloud if you're doing some artwork, PowerPoint, OneNote, Evernote, or anything like that. There's also options to edit your page. So let's say I wanted to go ahead and, let me click this here. Go ahead and highlight something that I wrote. I can just go ahead and pick a color and highlight that with my finger. Or if, let's say I wanted to get rid of that entire word, I can actually go ahead and highlight there and then just get rid of it. There's also the option to change colors for your text, where you would highlight and then you can go ahead and click one of those color wheels and then it will automatically change it for you. So it's super easy for note taking. Let's not save that. It also at the very top, it has for transcription, if you actually go in there and let's say you write in a different language. For example, for me, my second language would be Spanish. Let me show you here. So below I just wrote hola, ¿cómo estás? Which means hi, how are you? And I can go in here and once again, it will, if there was any, let me get in there. I can click languages and then select what language I want to transcribe into. So whether that is English, Spanish, Italian, Chinese, Czech, Dutch, there's a whole giant list there. I'm able to do that. So it gets all those like apostrophes and extra signs that you need for your language. It also has a play button. So like I said, if you're doing artwork and you want to do a step-by-step tutorial on how you're drawing something, you could play back that page and it will slowly play it back how you wrote everything, which is pretty cool. Let's see. And then last but not least, a really cool aspect of it is called tags. So if you're using a notebook for multiple subjects or multiple clients, you can tag that subject or client or person and then automatically click that tag and it will lead you to all those pages that deal with that subject or person. Another way to look up on your notes is if you go into settings and then you click activities, you can actually go by date. So if you know that you had an appointment on a certain date, you can click that date and it will timestamp it for you so you know what's happening during the day or what you wrote during that day. And that's Neo Smart Pen. Do you guys have any questions on it?
So this is how you normally present the product to your customer, right? And how you showcase it.
Correct. Yeah. So I would walk you through it, let you know what it is, what it does, how it works. let you, typically I would hand it over to you so you could play with it and see how it works as well. But I'm pretty much here to explain it, the ins and outs of everything that it does.
So, Michelle, let me ask you that question. Once I'm interacting with you,
Yeah.
and you show it to me, and I have it in my hand, what is done by machine checking what I'm doing, and what is done by you to get feedback to
the partner.
To the partner.
Yeah. So essentially our cameras or our system they're going to record the time that you're standing in front of this product, right? It is my job, if you actually look at a display, you have to pinch the display, and that will tell the product maker that I completed a demo. Also, after our interaction, I can go into our dashboard that we both share, b8ta and the partner, and do a description about our interaction. So what was talked about, what was said, what was your feedback? Did you like the pen? Why didn't you purchase? Things of that aspect.
So let me just sum that up if I got it right. There's a camera somewhere, and that's checking how long I'm standing in front of the product.
Correct.
Yeah, and then you damn my English.
And then to summarize it, the camera is only going to, or the cameras in our ceilings are only going to track the time that you're in front of a certain product. It is my job then to take that feedback or that interaction and write feedback about that interaction.
And is that structured feedback in terms of smiling, yes, no, turning the product around, or whatever? How is that work? Because I'm just curious how long it takes you to give that information to the partner.
Yeah, so it's done in real time. So right after that interaction, we like to focus on the keynote. So I'm not just gonna, it has to be feedback that is actually helpful for them, right? So I can't say, this customer tested out, they really liked it. Like, that doesn't help them. It should be something a little bit more specific, like the partner or the customer really enjoyed this product because of these certain features. They wish that these features were also available, and so that's why they did not purchase. So it has to be that helpful feedback for them to, actually take that feedback, and then sometimes they actually apply it and they'll come up with that new feature. Or, I mean, they don't have to. It's whatever they want to do at the end.
Thank you.
Of course.
And if I would be the customer, I would have a real-time dashboard. For example, if I'm Neo, I can look into the dashboard, and that would be like real-time. There was a customer, you explained the product, the customer left.
Yes.
So, and one more question: if I'm the customer, is there any is it CDPR with data that you film it, and is there any compliance thing or?
Justin, do you want to take this one over?
Well, in Europe we have certain GDPR regulations, and so taking all these notes, taking this information, is that compliant with GDPR rules, or do you not have that in the US?
I can take this one. So we're pretty big about privacy here as well. But what our cameras, what we're tracking is, again, more about time spent. So we don't communicate gender, age, race. None of that is communicated. So again, this is just a person who walked by your product, stopped in front of your product, and we were able to collect feedback, and then we provide that back to the product makers. So we don't, when providing feedback, again, where it's very easy for us to do, we're not saying like a male in their early 20s came in and X, Y, and Z. again, this is just feedback for the product specifically. So there's no issues with privacy in terms of the way it's set up here.
Yeah, to add on to that, essentially what our cameras do is it turn a person into a number. So they don't know who you are. There's no risk with that privacy stuff.
Yeah.
And I will say if you want to, you go to b8ta.com/privacy and it will give you a whole rundown on exactly what our policy is for that. But in California, you got about the strictest laws for privacy. So we are absolutely in line with those.
You guys mentioned, I think it was Justin mentioned earlier, that you want to attract the best players, the best talent in the industry to work at b8ta. And that's true for everyone. So if I'd ask Dieter, if I'd ask Gudrun, if I'd ask Hans, just name it, they would say the exact same thing, right? We want to have the best talent working in our shops. What is it that makes them decide to join you?
You want me to take this, Justin? Got it. So I think the proof is in, if you go to, and you've been to our stores, is if you go in, you see the same faces over and over and over again. We don't have the turnover that normal retailers do. We have an extensive interview process, and we also look outside the box of what we're looking for. We're not looking for salespeople to be able to close sales, though we want to. Obviously, that's how we stay in business, but we want people who can tell a story, who can make a connection, who can do those things. And when we bring them on, it is, I will tell you, is like the CEO comes into this location here all the time and has conversations with every single beta tester and knows them by name and comes in and helps us sell and does demos better than all of us with it as well. And so it's a unique community where it's open-minded, and everybody is like, you can reach out to anybody that you want to within the company. The other part of it is the training is always there. The employees feel a part of the team because we are growing, and I think, and they're personally invested in the company. And because I think also with my long management experience of not, how do I put this? Not pushing, we are a sales team, but not pushing sales and letting them build relationships make their work experience so much better that they don't leave. Like if you go to our Hayes Valley, which I know has had a lot of tours at that place, it's amazing the tenure of the employees for a line level retailer. And we have a hugely talented team. Like Michelle is my merch manager, but she does signs for the company. She does marketing for the company. She does Instagram stuff for the company. So it's not to be cliche, but it's a family atmosphere that we can have that. And when you walk into the store, and again, with my experience, I've experienced all ends of it, is when you walk in the store, you get greeted by me and I'm excited to see you, or you get greeted by Michelle and I'm excited to see you. And that just does it. And because we're building personal relationships, I think it makes it more interesting for our beta testers as well.
Okay, a question to Michelle. Would you perceive yourself as a people's person or as a data person?
A people person or a what kind of person?
A data person.
Yeah. Oh gosh. I'm gonna say that I'm a people person. More than I like both. I think it's a good mixture. The data kind of like it's a different part of me. I am very curious at heart, so like I love to learn about that stuff. But at the end of the day, like talking to people and interacting with them really drives me as well. So it's a mixture.
Maybe to specify, I think a data person, because data person can be a people's person as well, but a people's person per se is very strong into opinions. And a data person is very strong into information, right? And they would say that information is more important than opinion.
It's a little, I'm telling you, it's a little bit of both. I do like facts, but I don't know. I love interacting with people and I love hearing what they have to say. So it's a give or take.
And my closing question would be, and I'm kind of asking this question over because you're on the other ends of the journey. You're a data company. Intersport is a people's company, right? They know all their people. It's a very analog process of tradition, of value systems, right? They're really good at value systems. They're really good at treating people. That's why people enjoy going there. They're really good at treating themselves. That's why people enjoy working there. But they're not a data company. What is their day one towards being a data company?
That is a very good question. I'm going to take it back a little bit to the previous question. Are you a data person or a people person? Within the stores, we really keep it as people persons, right? So I don't want my employees really worried about the data aspect of it. That's a feature that's run by corporate. Our job is to build relationships within the store with each customer and partner that comes in here. And we provide feedback and stuff, but we are not that data hub. That's between their partner success manager and them, right? Is we have access to it, we participate in it, but realistically, our job is to be advocates and know about their products and build relationships. And Dieter, being in retail for however many years, as you know, the quicker your employee builds a relationship with you, the better that the sales are going to be and the better that is. Data is an added virtue that we give partners with it, with a personal touch on that data. So I think at the store level, you really got to keep it still at the people, but a way of having data to enhance the business for your partners, for yourself, to analyze the business and see where it's going and to see what the feedback is to make correct moves, I think is the first step in data.
I also think this goes back to the question about like what makes us different and people wanting to stay with us and join us. It's the fact that we're part of it's the community aspect of it. We're part of a community. It's a very family based, whether it's how we treat each other as employees, like colleagues to each other, and people coming in, and also being a part of something bigger than we are. So I think that all of us like came in with that aspect where like we wanted to be a part of something that was going to change the world some way, somehow, whether it's in retail or the way that we interact with people. I think that's like really important. We really do focus on the people interaction before the data is part of us. It's built in our DNA as well. But I think our main focus is that customer focus and that interaction that we have.
Okay, thank you so much. Any questions from you guys?
Yeah, could I ask one question? Maybe Patrick, for you, are there any competitors for you on the market? Is anyone else offering the same than you do to the companies they place products in your stores?
Yeah, I think there is. I think we were first to market with this type of business model, and I think right now the retail is changing so much that a lot of our competitors may not be around after we get through this process of COVID-19. But we were first to market, and I think we do it a little bit better than everybody else. But we have some announcements coming in the future that I can't say, of different types, less technology things, but some things that will probably be taking over in different lines of the business with it. There's not a specific, like Target had for a while a section in their store that was a direct competitor to us, or used a very similar model, but there's nothing that specific as a competitor. I think retail is it's going to be interesting because some of the smaller retailers, they may be finding a home with us because of the experience that we provide and the current state of what the economy is and where we're at with that. Did that answer?
Yes. So I would say at the moment there is no real competitor. There are a few companies trying like that, but it's not a real competitor at the market for you.
I wonder whether Amazon Go or Amazon Book is collecting the same sort of information as you're doing.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Any more questions?
Well, that's an interesting question. I'm going to research that.
Ask a question. Not every new product is good, and sometimes crap is invented. So if I come up to you with my new product, which it's crap, then Michelle has to learn how to deal with that, and she has to like scale and sell a crap product to your customers. I don't think you will want that, but how can you handle that?
I'll go with this one. Is that is something that the company had to learn through the growing pains of opening up in 2015, and I've only been here since last year of November, but that is definitely a process that I've heard about, and it's much more selective, and it's becoming even more selective to the demographics within a store with it. But there is more of a vetting process, and as we grow, because the whole purpose, in order for us to get customers in here, we have to create an experience, right? So that they want to keep coming back. So we can't have products that are, I won't say crap, but not very, very well liked products, right? I will not disparage any of our products, but if they're non-functional, if we keep getting returns, if we keep getting those things, we'll provide feedback for that, but we're not going to compromise the integrity of our business for that, because it is important for us to have that experience for our customers that they enjoy. I have these speakers back here that you see. This brings people back every day to listen to these DVLA speakers, right? That they keep coming back and bringing their friends for that. Those are the types of products that we want in here, and then we can show them everything else that we have.
And I think from my experience, from my end, I think it's always been cool to walk in a b8ta store for all these products as well. I've always felt like you're part of curation process because you have so many really cool products here.
But in your stores, I will find products which I didn't even look for, and I may buy things that I don't need, right?
Absolutely. Well, absolutely. And if it fits your need, is like there's certain things that will hit you. Our job is to explain it, is to educate you about it, tell you everything about it, and we want to sell it to you because we want that, because that product maker is our partner. And so we feel a part of their business, and that's what we want to do, especially if it fits their needs, but we want to make sure it fits their needs.
Although you're not a revenue-based model in terms of earning from what you're selling. And I think that's also something that I always enjoyed. It's totally okay to walk in a b8ta store and leave it without buying anything.
Yes, we invite that. We want that. We absolutely want that because that's how we build. I mean, we want as many people, well, yeah. We want as many people to come in and experience it because we want them to tell their friends about us.
So
Justin, Michelle, sorry, yeah, Tito, go ahead.
Just one question. If Michelle shows me the pen,
mm-hmm.
and I like it, will she then show me the speaker as well? Or, I mean, refer me to other products to look at it actively, or just when it happens?
So go ahead, Michelle.
So it depends on our interaction. So for me, it's important to get to know you. I'm not going to show you things that that I know for a fact you're not going to like. I mean, the way it depends on who's coming in and who I'm interacting with, I love to show them a little bit of everything in the store to see what they like first. And if you're on one product and I know that this product works well with another one, I would typically lead that person to that next product. It's all about conversation for me. So like, depending on what I perceive that you would like, I will lead you to that products or those products. Because I don't want to waste your time. I want to be your friend, right? So like, I'm trying to get to know you, and then if you want to buy, you can buy, and if you don't, then that's okay. Like, it goes back to us having that conversation and building that relationship with you. So when you come back, I can show you things that you like that we just launched or whatever it may be.
And if I want to buy, do I have to go to the cash desk, or can I pay at the beta tester, or?
Yeah, so we have essentially a POS system that I can bring anywhere. So once you want to buy and you're like, okay, I want this, I can bring that to you, and it's super easy. You just tap your card and that's it.
There's actually not even a checkout in the store.
Yeah, there's not a checkout box anywhere.
Michelle, Patrick, Justin, thank you so much for taking time. I'm looking at the clock, and I also want to be mindful of your time. I respect that. I think that was very insightful. I love your stores. I have to say that I miss being in San Francisco. I miss being in Palo Alto and the stores and walking in. What you guys are doing, what you're building is so amazing, and I really enjoy seeing how you contribute to with better products, which is basically the journey where we're going with the feedback that you're giving to the companies. I'll connect you with the group, so you can follow up, you can ask questions, you can stay in touch, you can figure out how you can learn from each other. For now, I would love to say thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day. For you, it's morning. For us, it's 8 in the evening. In so much information to process and digest and compartmentalize and figure out what this is all mean for our future. And you've contributed a lot you've given us a lot of data points for our conversations now. Thank you so much. All the best, and hopefully see you soon in real.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for having us. Hopefully we'll see you soon.
And please feel free to reach out anytime, and we love doing these things, so we will absolutely do it anytime. And if you have any questions whatsoever, let us know.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
See you later.